Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Benson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things we see them. And today we got some drama in these streets. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. As you guys know, the NBA season, or rather, let me say training camp and all of that, media day and all of that is going to probably get kicked off in the next 2.5, maybe 3 weeks, right? And then the NBA will begin again. But nevertheless, that's not stopping people from talking about various players and various teams, right? And one of those people is ESPN's own former NFL player, Ryan Clark. So what happened? I was going through the internet on my phone, and then I came across, a picture. I forgot what sports account it was from, but it was basically of Nina Westbrook, who's Russell Westbrook's wife, basically going at Ryan Clark for some comments that he had made about Russell Westbrook on Get Up on ESPN, right? So I read through her comments, and they were pretty strong, but she was just basically saying, like, can we just chill with the Russell Westbrook hate? The season is only about a month and a half away. Then you guys can ramp it up all over again. And I'm sitting there like, but what is she talking about? Like, what are the comments? So I started searching through the internet, and then I come across the clip from ESPN, and they were essentially comparing Lamar Jackson, I forgot who was to Patrick Mahomes, right? And basically they were saying that Patrick Mahomes makes all the right plays at the right time and all of this, and Lamar Jackson pretty much lets you down when you need him the most. And then Ryan Clark starts to compare him to Russell Westbrook, right? And these were the comments that his wife took offense to. So for those of you who didn't hear what Ryan Clark had to say, I'm going to play his comments for you now, and then we're going to come back and continue on. Take a listen to Ryan Clark here.
You have to make that play. I think that while everyone will compare Mahomes to Michael Jordan, we hear that all the time. Maybe an interesting comparison is Tiger Woods. Because Tiger Woods plays a sport that, in theory, you can't influence what the other guys do, and Patrick Mahomes can't influence what Lamar Jackson does.
Right.
But
you're playing for second place.
Well, not only that, but they just did a little too much when they're playing against Tiger. It just gets in their head. Lamar Jackson completes one of those two balls in every other game of his life, and somehow in this game it doesn't happen.
I agree, and RC kind of said it before. It's that moment where he just tries so hard to complete those throws, and just the throw to Rashad Bateman, the throw to Isaiah Likely before, those are more difficult throws. I would say much more difficult throws, but he puts him in the only place that those guys can go make plays, and then those other two opportunities. Here where I would push back on the Josh Allen thing, okay? Like, Josh last year, when he missed the shallow, I said he's got to make it, and then the touchdown, the ball down the field, I said you'd love for him to make it, but the tackle's getting pushed back into his back. These are clean pockets.
I said
these are wide open receivers. I would say the same thing. But here's the thing. If it was Josh, if it was Dak, we would be crushing them. That's the difference. I'm not sitting here to.
I don't feel like we gotta let. I don't feel like we're not crushing Lamar. Like we've said, all morning, nobody at this table has defended Lamar Jackson. Bryce Young, who didn't play well at all last year, makes that throw.
Sure.
Taylor, what's the right thing to say? What's the right?
You're gonna put me in the middle of this right now? You're gonna put me in the middle of this fight?
You're new to the media. Enjoy it. Here's the question. Here's the question. When a quarterback runs for 122 yards, throws for 273 yards against a great defense and single-handedly has his team in the game, and then when the moment is there to win it, he doesn't make the plays at the very finish, what are the right things to say the next morning?
The right thing to say is he has to make those plays, but it's important, and I think everyone's done a great job here of saying that Lamar Jackson is the reason why they're in the game at the end.
Totally.
So he did everything to put them in a situation to be successful. He sees a guy wide open and kind of just holds it a little too tight and throws it there. Yes, he needs to make those throws.
Let me get Kraz in.
The margins in the league are so small, right? Like AFC Championship game, as bad as they were, still if Flowers doesn't fumble, right? Maybe they have it. So this is the thing. Lamar Jackson is great. Undisputably great player, will go down in history, but what is he? Is he a championship player? So far, no. We think he can be, but in order to be, these are the plays you have to make. These are the plays that, when they come up, Patrick Mahomes makes. And that's not
we've been talking basketball. We talked about Kevin Durant. Lamar Jackson right now is like Russell Westbrook, right? We watch Russell Westbrook throughout the regular season and even in the playoffs have these great statistical games, has this huge impact on what teams are doing. But you remember when he and Dame Lillard went head to head and it got emotional. He couldn't make a shot. right? Everything he was trying to aim, every time he was open, it was hitting the back of the iron. It wouldn't go in. And what did Dame Lillard do? At the end of the game, Dame Lillard sidestepped, shot the three, and he hit us with the right. That's
looked at his watch.
Right. That's the difference right now between Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes.
So you heard what Ryan Clark had to say. So he said that, right? And then his wife puts out a statement in response to him where she pretty much broke down like the whole entire thing and basically going at Ryan Clark for disrespecting him. She wrote, "My goodness, just as a basketball fan, we couldn't even wait for the NBA season to start up before the Russell Westbrook slander begins. This doesn't make any sense, number one. Number two, the only comparison to be made between Russell Westbrook and Lamar are that they are both unicorns and amazing at what they do. Number three, I've never met Ryan, and I'm sure he's a nice guy, but please stop. Number four, and finally, before you start hating on Russell, at least let the basketball season start and let him miss a layup or something first. I'm still enjoying the peace in silence." Whew. First of all, shout out to her for defending her husband. And then what happens? Ryan Clark then responds, and I want to put up a picture of what he had to say. He wrote, I believe, under her post, and this is what he wrote. I'm going to show it to you now. He wrote, "At Nina Westbrook, I meant absolutely no disrespect. I'd go down in fighting for Russ. He's one of one to me. He's one of the ones to me. One of those ones to me." So you heard what Ryan Clark had to say. What are my thoughts on this? Listening to the clip, I get what Ryan Clark is saying, and I don't think he meant to disrespect Russell Westbrook, right? Because we all know that Lamar Jackson is an excellent quarterback. We know this. We also know Russell Westbrook is an historic NBA player. He's a top 75 guy, for my goodness sakes. He's averaged a triple-double of four seasons, something we thought would never happen again. The guy did it 4 times. So we all know that Russell Westbrook is a competitive guy, gives you 100% effort all the time. So I think Russell Westbrook has a great reputation amongst athletes. However, I think what he was doing was drawing a parallel. I don't think that he was saying like, oh, look at a Patrick Mahomes compared to this bum. No, I think he was comparing Lamar Jackson to one of the top tier player in their sport, but maybe has some similar behavioral patterns on the field and on the court, right? And I think that's the reason why he came back to clarify, like, look, I have immense respect for Russell Westbrook. So I believe him when he says that. In terms of the wife, I think that the wife has every right to defend her husband because that's her husband, right? That's her family. Right? That's her last name, for goodness sakes, right? Her kids have that name. Number one. Number two, I also think that she's speaking from a place of something that has been happening a lot over the last few years. Russell Westbrook has been one of the most ridiculed sports figures in all of sports over the last 3-4 years. And it all started when he joined the Los Angeles Lakers. That's when it all really kicked off. And then you had people like Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp making fun of him pretty much every single week. You had people like Dave McMenamin at ESPN calling him a locker room vampire. And, you know, a lot of fans got on Russell Westbrook, and it's something that he had to endure for the last few years. And there's moments when Nina Westbrook has also come to his defense when she was calling out Skip Bayless. Like, look, enough is enough. Enough with the disrespect. So to me, look, I think her comments are 100% inbounds. She's defending her husband. She's defending her family. I think there's nothing wrong with that. And I don't think Ryan Clark meant anything malicious by his comments, and that's the reason why I think he clarified it. But that's just what I feel about the situation. The question to the audience is, whose side are you on here? Are you on Ryan's side or you're on Nina Westbrook's side? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you guys on the next show.